Dear witches, staying up to date with the moon? Seeking a little reminders to re-enchant your world? Subscribe to the Modern Witches newsletter for lunar love notes and magical inspirations delivered right to your inbox. Modern Witches is shape-shifting, yet it will always be a project that centers our mystical community members. Do you have a course or a podcast you'd like to promote to magical babes? Want to share your art with the folks who might be most touched by its spiritual themes? Send us an email at info@witchesconfluence.org to have your work promoted on our newsletter. Subscribe to Modern Witches newsletter in the link in show notes. Hello, witches. Welcome back to the Modern Witches podcast. We are here to talk about Leo season and to discuss the transits starting from the first week of August all the way through until the sun moves into Virgo. The first week of August, the first full week of August starts kind of on August 2nd here. Let me just make sure. Yeah, August 4th. So the first transit we'll be discussing is on August 6th, which is my birthday. Ouch.
Oh, you were born on August 6th. The
Yeah.
6th.
Mm-hmm.
So you're 6 number. I'm 6 number too.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to be like entertainers.
Ugh.
Why?
I could see you can be an
I
entertainer.
really want to be an entertainer. Why can't I be an entertainer?
You can be an entertainer. My fourth house sun is like, don't look at me ever.
So in Placidus, I have 12th house sun. It's very far from my ascendant. Like I until I started doing whole sign house system for the listeners, like I personally right now practice whole sign, but like I can resonate so deeply with the 12th house sun and Venus because like my ascendant is at the end of Aries and my sun at the beginning of Aries. So it's like pretty much the whole sign in between us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but I do feel like the purpose here is to drag it out of the 12th house into the first house. So anyways.
Yeah, love it. Oh, okay.
Leo season talk. We
Leo
want to be
season talk.
entertainers and
It's
we want to be
true.
like visible and
Yeah.
do funny, interesting, entertaining stuff.
I have the same birthday as Lucille Ball, which I always really loved.
I love her.
I
Like
love
in
her.
Russia, I love Lucy.
I love Lucy.
As a child, I don't think I've ever laughed at anything more than I love Lucy.
I
Especially
know,
like,
me too.
I love it, especially
It's
when
so
she's
good.
like does the grape.
I know. Her physical comedy
I
was
really
so
don't
good.
know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Karima, you need to go watch I Love Lucy.
I love Lucy. You have to watch Lucy. Yeah.
Lucille Ball. She's
and
a clown.
Desi Arnaz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Anyways, maybe that will be fun for our listeners as well. I Love Lucy. If you haven't seen it, it's a treat. A Leo treat. I do want to say, like, I think we talked about this sort of at the end of the episode, but, you know, with Venus moving into Cancer, I think right now when so much shit is happening and it feels so uncomfortable, like one of the best things you can do for your nervous system is like do things that are nice and fun for you, even if it feels hard. Like treat yourself to like your favorite comfort movie or like the activity that puts you into the most like easeful, happy place.
Yeah.
As much as you can, because things are really hard, right? Like exceptionally difficult. So
and it cannot be more true than this first week of August.
yes,
like really to take care on the going on the path, like overindulging ourselves. Like kind of that's what is coming in my mind, but it's because I think the first week of August is tough. You know, we have harsh transit and so we'll have to have an escape somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, you both August 6th and I mean, 6 is their own numbers, Mariana and Casey, but you're born on August 6th, Casey, and you have Mars ingressing in Libra that day.
We do.
This year.
Okay,
here we go.
That's where we start?
Yeah, that's where we're going to start, unless there's something else you wanted to bring up.
No. I just think no.
Okay. Yeah, we're starting on August 6th. These are kind of like, it starts on August 6th and it feels like there's like a pileup that happens astrologically. Like we have big transits happening on the 6th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. So it's a big week. It's a lot of energy to manage here. But first off, is Mars moving into Libra, this energetic shift, more air coming into the scene.
Yeah, and because Libra is in a very, like, it's weird to say that, but strategic place with everything that is happening right now. I feel this touching so many different planets that, like, are very important, that are outer planets, social planets, and that very shape our world right now. So, and Mars, by his nature, is very aggressive, very forward-going. So, it can it can bring a lot of like shock, when we encounter Mars, and it can be very violent also. So Mars ingresses in Libra, we know that is not is not feeling comfortable. Mars belongs to Aries, is feeling exiled in Libra. Libra is about harmony, it's about finding compromising, is about finding the middle ground. And with Mars in it, there's having this fire into it, to not finding a compromise, or to not finding peace, or to not finding a way to get along, because Mars will push us to having our way and kind of make us blind of the other side. So that can be very challenging, even if it can be very energetic and very good for activists and pushing civil rights and pushing laws that are unfair, and not compromise in that sense. Or strike, I'm thinking of strike when I think of Mars and Libra, because strike is a fight, because they want to bring peace, they want to bring down everybody, go back to work. We will not go back to work until we have this final contract and our demands meet, at least. So there is this energy that also very positive with Mars in Libra, but it can be also feeling very stubborn in certain situations, and not being reasonable. That to make it simple.
Yeah, it's important to say, just like in traditional astrology, Mars is a malefic, and it's going to be in contact with Saturn this week.
Couple of days, yeah.
And it's just this is tough astrology.
Okay, I don't know why, but I'm feeling to take an opposite view to both of you.
Great.
Do it, Marina. We need that.
I don't know though. Like before we started recording this, I was like, "Oh my God, it's gonna kick my ass because I have personal planets there." But now, as I'm looking at it, I feel like it's enough tension to propel us into not caring. I don't know why I feel this, but
is that like disassociating, or
no,
like
not caring is like you not caring.
Okay, great. We like that kind of not caring.
Yeah, like I like go to hell kind of, I don't care. Like, and I say this because the configuration. So first, like I want to say a few words. Yes, Mars and Libra, agree. It's not easy energy. It's sort of like I will attain my goals by pretending that I'm okay with something where I'm not okay. It can be a bit backstabby, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it can.
Especially with outer planet involved, it can be like diplomatically backstabbing.
Which we're already seeing.
And we're going to see a lot of that probably during like the week of August.
Yeah.
It does, but like the stance that I've taken recently in relation to the traditional astrology and the essential dignities, which for those who don't know, it's like how planets feel good or not in certain signs. I've seen so many planets in either fall or detriment in people that work beautifully through certain like personal overcoming or like awareness. So Mars in Libra, because Mars is action, aggression, sort of like attaining goals, like it's very goal oriented. And in Libra, it can be like, we will do whatever to attain our goals about what we deem to be balanced and harmonious and peaceful in our lives, in the best case scenario, I mean this. But also on the worst case scenario, like I said earlier, it can be backstabbing.
That's what I'm scared about mostly. It's the fact that we will keep going no matter what. And I'm talking about it can be good, like I say, if it's all about size, you know, if it's like us saying, well, we'll keep confronting whatever the government, or we'll keep fighting against that, like that political injustice. But when I see it on the other side, from the government perspective, then we'll keep pushing on you people. No matter what you say, we have our own agenda. And then that's where I'm getting a little bit scared because of the configuration that's coming up afterward with the Mars in Libra oppositing Saturn in Aries. But also,
it's next day.
It's 2 days after,
Mm-hmm.
on August 8th. And then
August 8th.
2 days again after, which that one is the one that I'm like, the August 10th, the Mars in Libra squaring Pluto in Aquarius. And that, you know,
It's
Aquarius people.
It's trining Pluto.
Oh, yes. Sorry. You're right.
That's
It's
why I'm
trining.
optimistic. So like,
Oh, that's why I was totally off. I was thinking the square. And yeah, I know it's Libra and Aquarius, but I saw square and I was thinking square. So, okay, trying.
so
Yeah, you might be right in terms
I
of
mean,
like,
it's not
it
gonna
can bring a
be
positive outcome.
it's not going to be easy because aspects to Pluto, even positive ones, feel like just like an easier death.
Yeah.
It's not going to be brutal and violent. But with Mars Pluto, even trine is difficult. I'd want to emphasize that. It's not like square would be very difficult, but trine, it's difficult, but it can make us a bit more passive.
Yeah.
And square would make us a bit more agitated.
You're right.
This is all going to be so much like so felt because it's all kind of like constellating under the full moon that happens on August 9th.
So yeah, it's like culminating or like apex into that full moon. I want to like briefly talk about I know it's like not just August 8th, it's a few days before and few days after that this whole energy is still present. But that Mars in Libra, it trines Uranus in Gemini, it trines Pluto in Aquarius. It's a grand trine of like Uranus, Pluto, and Mars in air. And then it's opposing Saturn and Neptune. If you remove every other like planet or aspect, it looks like an arrow. Geometry matters a great deal. So like, and the tip of that arrow is Mars in Libra, and it's supporting. So it's kind of like there is this line and there's support of outer planets heading into the direction of the Libra.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a wind of the sails in the form of Uranus and Pluto to that Mars Saturn opposition. All right. So there's a friction, but it's sort of like moving a collective current or focus in a ways that is hopefully, in my opinion, is very much more justice oriented Libra because of the outer planet. So it's like sort of like there's so much Saturn pressure from Aries to push in that Mars also. And it's almost like no choice other than to move towards that in some very like sharp ways. It's not comfortable, but it's progress.
It's progress. And I would say like, I want to be able to take like a chaotic neutral approach to like what that project progress is, but ultimately I think it's like stoking the fires, right? Like it's like all of this air being blown into an already really heated environment. And so we could see like conflicts escalating at this point in dramatic ways, like the starting of like new phases of conflict unfolding.
Because
So,
especially
yeah.
with those opposition with Saturn and Neptune in Aries, I don't see how the inflation of conflicts and this Mars in Ingress in Libra cannot be explosive right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with Mariana. There's this grand trine, and sorry for my mistake, it's the trine. And I feel the communication and people will be focusing on that explosion in a very dramatic way. But it's just feeling very intense in terms of like, because we know it, like it's like there's so much happening, right? Like with Iran, with the Middle East in general, and United States, and so you cannot stop questioning that, you know.
Yeah, I would say, sorry,
Oh,
like
go
the
ahead, Tracy.
prepper in me just wants to be like, make sure you have like some supplies.
Yeah.
Like make sure you're going into like the first week of August, like being like, I have like my earthquake. I mean, I'm a Californian, I'm a San Franciscan. So like my mind's like, my earthquake kit is
Yeah.
prepared. I don't know, like just be
Yeah.
resourced in the ways that
Yeah.
feel like reasonable to you at this point.
Smart.
And not in a way to alarm you. And like hopefully this is something that like you've already been like thinking about, but it's a good time.
100%, especially ruler of that Mars, Venus is in Cancer.
Mhm.
So it is about like that safety of the home.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that Venus is approaching Jupiter, which is like in the current, with the current with astrology of that moment, Jupiter amplifying that Venus, thus amplifying that Mars in Libra.
Mhm.
It's all very much amplified in terms of like safety and home, and that it feels like this is a turn this August and end of July, but like the beginning of August, like a turning point in the nation's direction in some very major ways. It does feel like that. I don't know why, but that trine, because Mars will not be perfect in that trine for another 2 years.
Right.
So it's like it's rare, and Mars is like pulling us somewhere. It's pulling us towards justice in the higher octave of Libra expression. Right?
Sorry to be clicking around.
It's pulling us towards like we need to like, and especially like right as the full moon in Aquarius is about to hit us, and moon is people, and Aquarius is organizing and large groups of people, you know.
No, there's a very big, like, there's no question that is a big collective awakening happening, gathering. I see organizing. There is something, obviously, that I feel wake up people and like help them gather into a common cause. That feel very true. Something is shifting, like Marina said, and nationwide there's something shifting. But I think it's from a decision somewhere that will be so in contradiction with what people want that will wake them up. That
Like
will
a
wake
Supreme Court situation.
Supreme Court. Like it can, because there's so many things happening in piling up Medicaid,
Yeah.
LGBTQ restriction bill. That there's just so many things happening that people are not paying attention. But there's I think the buildup of everything plus one big like I think there's going to be a big explosion. And this is an Aquarius full moon. This is a people moon. This is a people highlight right there. I will not surprise if there's riots, you know, or like protests and things like this. But we'll see, but
It
it's
doesn't look
like a
good for
major
leaders.
week. It doesn't look good for leaders.
Which is good. We love that.
Yeah. It doesn't
Yeah.
look good for leaders because the ruler of the whole Saturn, Neptune as the ruler of this moon. Saturn rules this full moon in Aquarius. It's with Neptune. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like something is gonna like tip the point. And like I feel like we've been saying this a lot, and I'm kind of fed up with what do we need to tip the point. And I've come to that come to realization that this consumeristic like mentality where as long as we have that, we're not gonna break out of these chains. As long as we have enough, as long as like our safety is not challenged in some tangible, not like this is not tangible, but this is not enough to organize people. And I watched this video about how people in France organize when they don't like something. People in the United States are so far away from that. It's
Share
not
it with us.
Yeah.
Share it with us.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the show notes.
The video, yes, I need to find it, but it's like literally how they organize and how they don't back down. And like Karima was saying, like if you do not meet this demands, there's people have so much power, and that lack of realization, or it's not even realization, it's like organization is so messed up. There's no organizing. There's none of that, you know, because I'm not blaming anyone. Right? That's not what I'm saying.
I think there is, but I think that the white supremacy in the United States is like so fucking strong, dude. Like, I think that not enough white people get powerfully involved in the organizing process in the United States.
Yeah.
That's what I think. They just go to church, or they're floundering liberals. Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
That's my take as a white person.
I don't know, like I don't know but okay, what's the common ground in all of this? How do people...
There's also a cultural, you know, it's also very cultural in France. I started to protest when I was in high school. People were getting high school to high school, and I protested probably 5 times a year, going into the school, grabbing people out of the classes. So I've been growing up in that collective organization, but it has been embedded in us because it's on our culture. Here is kind of been growing into a bad thing, into a
it's like
social
socialism,
it's a
right
very
away.
brainwash since the Cold War that socialism. People didn't even know like the difference between communists and socialists. Like I'm just like, and my husband has to remind me, you in America, so socialist left is all the same. And I was like, there's a huge difference between socialist and communist. It's a huge difference. Like I consider myself a socialist, not a communist, and I can debate with communists about that. But there's a huge difference, and people in France are very socialist. But since it's a cultural thing, it's like it's never been like demonized like it was here. And so here I feel like we're coming out of it. People are more and more young people are more aware of this. But it still need a generational shift that we see is happening. It's coming. It's happening for sure. But
Like
this whole past has been very demonized about organizing and protesting and all of that. So there's a lot of brainwashing, and I agree with Casey to the white people, like because of segregation that is very strong in this country, the finding the common purposes between ethnicity and races all around this country has been very hard because law have been very strong on brown and black people. And white have been always separated. White doesn't even separate like from German, Italia, UK, France. They consider it's a whole strategy since the 60s and the 50s to say you're all white. So they all forget and they all mix white people and against brown and black people. So
but the interesting thing that I want to say here, if you haven't been paying attention to the news and aren't aware of the big bill that was just passed, that's going to strip Medicare and Medicaid from 6 millions of people. Everyone will be affected by this. 10.2 million people
now we have the numbers
will now be without health insurance. That means people will die. People will go into debt. People will be homeless. There's no SNAP benefits anymore, people. People will be hungry. And you know who did this?
Yes, we do.
So if you don't know who did this, please educate yourself and get angry about it. because these effects aren't going to take place until after the midterms. And actually, there's a lot of work to be done if we want to shift things in this country.
And I want to I agree with you about the segregation. Obviously, it's all there. I think what's shifting through the air element right now is that more and more white people who are historically more privileged finding themselves in the same situations that the people who are underprivileged. And this is good because there is a common ground. The common ground is a class. I'm like, and like, as much as I understand, we need to focus more on that part than on anything else, more than on anything else. There is a distinct, of course, there's disparity, but the more we focus on that first part, the further they will perpetuate this, like putting everyone into like poverty line.
Oh yeah.
Right. So we need to like agree that to have our disagreements, but then like demand the class equality. Like, this is my only point. Like, I understand everything, but I think it becomes less and less productive if we do not put that on number one priority.
And what's been, I think you're right. And I think what's been really unproductive in liberal spaces is saying like, you're not woke enough. You don't understand the semantics of this. You don't know the history of this. Therefore, even showing up to this meeting is not appropriate. You don't belong here. And if someone has the good intention to step up and help and actually learn something, let them into your space.
Yeah, because they're ended up in that space because they are also struggling in some ways.
So it's time to coalesce, and I think you're right. Like,
in
really,
the most unlikely spaces, because the more we find ourselves, I might be naive, but I do believe if you educate and you expand people's views and you allow them into spaces, they can redefine their own morality and their own understanding and philosophy of life. But this like separation constantly and like pointing out where you're from, there you had that privilege, or you like your grandparents had that privilege. I had no privilege in this country. Karima also didn't have, like, we don't have like parents with like who have nothing of it. But it's not for me, like, or like another immigrant, it's not helpful pointing out to someone that they've had some privilege, but both of us can't afford buying home. Both of us cannot find a job. Like, it's not helpful. So I think it's time that we move past that. And I'm not to forget, it's not to, but we have to set the goal really clear for ourselves. If we do not organize broadly through different like ethnicities and groups and under like, I don't know, like whatever it is, we are in big trouble.
Yeah, I mean, look at what happened in New York. With Mamdani. I think there's a lot of potential here to galvanize under certain principles.
And they're trying. Why Jewish people vote for him? Because he like, and they try to separate by race, by all sorts of things. And I'm like, no.
The Democrat now, the former mayor and the Cuomo are together to fight against Mamdani. That is the biggest joke ever. Like,
I know.
I mean, like, you couldn't find, like, that's why I call them right or Democrat, like Democrat corporate. There's a corporate circle that they all agree on when it benefits corporate and billionaire. And that's, I think, what we're against right now.
We are.
As people. I even see, like I said, as like the right that is dividing everybody, like right now they're like having their own thing happening. And also in our side, when we're also having our thing happening. But it's crazy.
But all of us cannot, across the board, a lot of people cannot afford like basic human rights, right, left, whatever that is. And it's just very important that we like pause, and the astrology right now, air element, it's connecting what hasn't been connected before. It's organizing in the ways that we haven't organized before. Air element gets into the cracks where it couldn't before. We were in 200-year earth element, a clear division, very like wall here and a wall here, you know. Air is like passing through those like obstructions an abstraction, and it's not like within, or we all agree on everything. No, it's we debate, we disagree, but we pursue that one, like hopefully at Mars and Libra goal is justice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, this is like such a pure Aquarius moon expression for me. It's just
We
like
just had an Aquarius moon talk.
we did. My
Everything
Aquarius
we
moon
just
loved
checked.
it. I loved it.
We all
So
like,
just yeah, I mean, like
I have progressed moon in Aquarius right now at the same degree that full moon is gonna be.
oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, love it too.
Okay, saying through. I mean, I think it's I want to encourage those who have like had to take a break from the news cycle to just like find a way to, you know, like have your trusted news source. Like I listen to like Democracy Now or Up First on NPR every morning. And that's like how I stay connected. If that's like the one thing I'm able to do in a day, like at least I've done something to like understand what's happening. And the rest of the day I'm not on Instagram. So there's that. Like I find my articles or whatever on emails and Substack, and you know, there are other ways to stay connected that aren't so like aggressive and like bad for your nervous system. So if you're struggling with that, like I just really encourage you to like stay here, like stay present with what's happening, because we need everyone.
Yeah, I just stopped watching my news from whatever X or Twitter, like Instagram, and sign up for the New York Times Post because I needed to read, like, even if they're biased in so many, like, there's so many flaws that you need to be able to get through. There's still like that gave me a little ground, but I love that. I will definitely wish I know this thing. Democracy Now, I really liked it in the past. So that gave me another more perspective that is more aligned to my value. I appreciate that.
They have a
Casey. Thank
podcast
you.
too. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I listen to Breaking Points. Do you know Breaking Points?
Yeah.
Like it's like it's Crystal Bell and the other guy, Sagar. Two of them. For me, like I'm gonna be honest, like, and I feel like it's a uniting. It's so funny, the Palestine issue and genocide. It's changing this country.
It is changing.
It's
Totally,
dividing
totally.
the right. It's showing who is like really like fake.
The devil.
left.
Yeah.
It's like it's showing so much. It's incredible. So for me, whoever I'm listening to, if they're not really like transparent and clear about what's happening over there, I disregard them immediately.
Okay. Totally.
Yeah.
And especially what it's very it's happening in the land that is meaning so much for so many people because of religion. You know? So
Should we start political podcast?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we should.
Because you know, it starts like where everything for so many people, this land is very precious. And for me, Palestine was the Pluto in Aquarius, a subject that I've been talking since I'm a teenager. Nobody wanted to talk about. Everybody bearing their hand in the sand, and was revealed to the entire world. It's including all the past corruption that Israel has been doing in this country and all the other country through their special forces. And so for me, it's a very revealing, this Pluto in Aquarius. And then there's also this unfolding effect that, yes, we talk about Israel and Palestine, but also that now we talk about a healthcare system. Now we talk about, like, it's just having this folding effect of many different things that has been set in stone by our government, but it's kind of breaking down because people are seeing the corruption
it's like
of it.
Israel has healthcare and all the benefits, and they're not communist country. And we fund in their healthcare and all the benefits.
Yeah.
So like, figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's incredible. And also like, I already mentioned this earlier. I can't remember. It was the first part of the podcast, which you should go and listen to, or this one. But like Uranus so Israel has Uranus in Gemini natally, and United States has Uranus in Gemini natally.
Italy.
Right.
Both of these countries have Uranus and now they both like have in like their Uranus United States a bit earlier, but you're like Israel later, like Uranus return. They will be, these two countries and their connection and everything that they've been doing is under the Uranian watchful eye.
Yeah.
We went
There's a
deep
lot.
in that one.
I mean, that's the first week of August. That's the first week of August. Okay.
So I want to like, so it was a bit like, just to put like a line under all of
Yes.
that. The first week of August is about putting a directional goal for yourself, understanding what justice, harmony, both collectively and individually, what are your, like, it's Venus ruled Mars transit, symbolize what is harmony, what is your give and take dynamics, what are you pursuing on the higher octave of Libra, and just like allowing this outer planet energies to drive you there. Don't resist, because Saturn in Aries will try to pull you back with fear and like certain restrictions, but just like keep in mind this is a big picture and long-term like goal that you're trying to pursue here, and connect with people. You can't do it by yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, all of this is so interesting because I feel like the full moon happens on the 9th. Mars does that trine to Pluto. And then on the 11th, Mercury stations direct in Leo. So it's like there's this big peak expression of the collective energy here, a moment of like release and realization. And then with Mercury stationing direct at 4 degrees of Leo, this is on the 11th. Let's see if we can get there, which initiates this like second week of August. There's maybe some like increase of flow or expression, maybe some sense of like, okay, this is where we are now, you know, this is what we have to work with.
There's like, when we talked about the first, do you remember, Casey, when we talked about Mercury retrograde and the Kazimi that is happening, and the fact that is going to be about what we can speak of, what we can talk about. I think there's when it's station direct, there's like a decision, like who is being made a truth, you know, like speaking truth. And with Jupiter and Venus conjunction that same days.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
It's
so good.
Of course, it's good. It's good juju here, giving us a good juju after that crazy year, you know. But I don't know about a positive outcome. But with August 11, I just feel there is something happening that is maybe a tiny win, or something that is being said that is comforting for us, or that is giving us the light of being hopeful, like in keeping going, you know, like we can make this happen, something that give us hope to keep going, you know.
It's such a special day, that August 11th. Because like not only we have Mercury like stationary direct, right, but Jupiter with Venus and Moon, the ruler of that conjunction in Pisces, they're in mutual receptions, right? So mutual reception, and it's just this like trine in that Moon in Pisces, like a North Node, like right there. It feels like you see, because for me, Moon and Pisces being Jupiter ruled and Jupiter is Venus, it's like the truth of the value systems that guide our collective, because Moon is collective people. What is the ultimate value system that propels us forward out of this mess? Yeah, I really like this. And that it's clarity, that Mercury retrograde, it's like that clarity about it. There's a clarity about it. Right.
And I like it because it's like, you know, the moon is the collective, like the emotional and conscience, the collective and conscience, and like having that trine is like emotionally be awake to that. And then you have the North Node is where we're supposed to do right now. you know, is where karmically, spiritually, we're supposed to head on. So to head on. So it's yeah, August 11th is definitely gonna feel a hope, like I hope a cheerful day for us to
Mm.
give us hope and to give us hope collectively, like something that we can hang on all together.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's pursuit of truth. It's a pursuit of truth that is like sort of, for me, Moon and like the Jupiter with Venus ruled by Moon in Pisces. It's a pursuit of truth about what kind of home we want to be proud of, what kind of homeland we want to be a part of, what the idea of all of that.
Yeah.
What is the acceptable means of safety for your country and your home?
Yeah.
This country has to face that.
Yeah. And I know
Seriously.
I keep talking about it, and I'm sorry to keep talking about it, but like when I see Jupiter in it, I see Venus in it, in Cancer, and Cancer represent like home, like you said it, but it also represent the mother and the children. And I cannot stop thinking of Palestine in that cases, because it's the highest death of kids that we see since centuries. So it's at this fast pace that we're seeing it, but it's just like I keep thinking protecting kids in this country, in the world, because I think of the Epstein file. I think of like people, like all the Trumpists being shocked that we didn't relieve the list. Me, I'm shocked that we're covering a pedophile. Like still, like I know they were shocked about this, but I just keep thinking pedophile being
the whole you're so right. I agree with you.
being
It's
secure.
like not caring about children and mothers in this country.
Yeah.
And the actions that they perpetrate by that.
Yeah.
It's such disregard for feminine, for females, for female, for like mothering, for the whole process, what happened after this process, for the young children, for their care and education. And we have to collectively awaken to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think
So,
I was thinking today about like how much the infrastructure in the medical system has already downplayed women's health, and how that's only going to continue to deteriorate under like all of this bill that's passed. And at the same time, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but Trump is lobbying on like a fertility platform.
No, what's
like he wants to be the fertility president, and he wants to encourage birth rates to go up, like through this like anti-abortion stuff, but at the same time
not providing any
care. So like it's just so incongruous with actual healing actions. And I pulled the Ace of Cups just now, which I thought was really interesting. Like I think a focus on healing with this Venus and Jupiter in Cancer, like what does healing mean for you as a person? What does healing mean for your family? What does healing mean for your neighborhood, your community, the land you live on, like the people of the land? Like I think there's just there needs to be, in this conversation of like, we're rebuilding, we're revisioning, all these old systems are being destroyed. It's like, how do we build systems and structures that are healing?
We start with mothers.
Yes, agreed.
We really do, because like the society is only as good as it treats its like children, mothers, and elders.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I always say, you know, I have like a family member who loves to debate in my life, and they're always like, okay, what would you do if you could solve the world? You know, they're just like, whatever. They're like, what would you do if you could solve the world's issues? Like, what would you do if you were like the leader of whatever, the US? Or if you could fix the Palestine and Israel conflict. I was like, I would get all the mothers into a room and let them figure it out. Like, what do you need? What do you need right now? How can you figure out how to coexist together and protect yourselves and your family and your children? What would happen? And then they tell me, and I do that.
Yeah, because and the exact, it's so good. It's so on point. It's so
It
good.
really is. I mean, like, let's just continue to listen.
And the fact that our government, I can't even call it our government, it's like, makes my stomach turn. But whatever, those people, the way they treat mothers and children, let's say in Palestine and all over the world through their military action, the way they treat like they treat mothers and children so badly in their own country. What can you expect from them to do, like, somewhere where they don't even consider them people?
Insane. Okay, so this last final week of August, there's not a lot going on, but there's a lot going on, as we've been saying. So we have this Mercury stationing direct on the 11th alongside this beautiful Venus-Jupiter conjunction. Make use of that day, do something kind for yourself. And then at the end of the month, we sort of right before the sun moves into Virgo, the sun makes a trine with Aries on its way out of Leo. And this is on August 18th.
It's Sun trine Chiron in
Oh,
Aries.
yes, Sun trine Chiron, sorry. And this will be like the final transit we just touched on briefly, but this is the final week of August.
The end of Leo season feels like it allows us to digest.
Yeah, there's some digestion. I feel like there's some like licking of our wounds in a way, you know, like how do we creatively address the wounds that have been activated at this time? You know, Chiron is the wounded healer, but they're also a teacher. And I feel like there's something here about like really listening and learning from the pain points that we're experiencing. Again, sort of like weaving in this thread of like the Ace of Cups and the need to center healing at this time. What does that really look like in your personal life and in your communities? And how are you weaving this thread of healing through yourself, but also like into the world, which is the most important part right now.
Yeah. Identity healing. I like this very much because Sun is exalted in Aries. So it's like Chiron in the exalted home of the Sun, meeting Sun in its home sign. It's just like that sort of, it's okay. It's sort of like that permission slip.
Yeah.
To be as you are, as this version which you have grown into thus far, even if it feels unfamiliar or new, but allow yourself to share it with others and with the world. It's a vulnerable transit because like people don't talk about how vulnerable Sun in Leo is, and I often say this, that Sun in Leo wants to be visible just for who they really are. They don't want to just to be visible.
That's
It's
real.
a huge misconception that they just want to be visible. It's not the case. And with trine in Chiron, it's sort of like allowing that to happen, to be seen for who you truly are.
Yeah. After speaking your truth, after this Mercury retrograde.
Yeah. Do we know when the shadow period ends? I think it's like the 25th or something.
I have it here. It ends August 25th, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so Mercury will be in the shadow until the 25th, but picking up the pieces.
Yeah.
So that concludes our Leo season episode. Woo! The fire is being fanned by the air. And there's a lot.
Nonetheless.
Yes, absolutely. I'm curious, you know, for both of you, Mariana and Karima, to share sort of what you're up to and how folks can follow and support your work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Karen.
Same old. Still doing the podcast, Patreon with Casey, and still doing readings. And I'm loving it. I'm going back. I did a break, but I'm going back to the French YouTube. So I'm doing mainly just new moon and full moon to start. So if you like French, if you're speaking French, you're welcome to visit this YouTube page and podcast. But yes, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I'm focusing on my Substack right now, and I have like weekly posts and extensive posts that come in on the bigger transits. So, and I'm also starting to write a houses series, like so the pairs of houses and how they affect each
cool.
rising sign. So that is coming up. So you're very welcome to my Substack.
Lovely. And yes, I'm on Substack as well at Hedge Spells, dropping articles maybe once or twice a month, and really loving it there. And you can find me for intuitive counseling sessions. I offer tarot and astrology on my website, wandererstarot.com. And yeah, it's a pleasure to get to connect with folks one-to-one.
I kind of miss it, but yeah, I feel like I have to step away from that, but I like part of me misses it, the consultations.
Yeah, that's kind of
all
normal
in good
to step
time.
away. Yeah, that's having some break sometimes it can feel necessary, you know.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay, well,
thank you guys.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And if you resonated with this episode, please feel free to share it with your coven, with a friend. And we'll be back with more interviews and zodiacal episodes.
Thank you.
Be well. Thank you for tuning in to the Modern Witches podcast. We hope you've been inspired to cultivate your own magic and to craft your own spiritual practices. Let us know what sparked your curiosity by leaving us a comment on this episode or leave us a review. And don't forget to subscribe to the show so that you never miss an episode. Your feedback and engagement truly fills our cups. If you're looking for more ways to gather with your fellow witches, please support our work on Patreon. Learn more at modernwitches.org. Blessed be.